April Walters, actors born June 6, 1898. Sir Paul Maintains, passed away March 26, 1987. I'm not I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. It was just a cast of pastes for a short time in the 1940s, and the man who spoke it in the 1940s wrote it, Alice My Love, was this slender, desperate actor who had this fledgling stage career going back to the late teens. Um, April's first film appeared of noted was in Limb from 1930, but his casting some might say miscasting, and debuted in the 1935 version of the Three Musketeers brought him to Hollywood to stay one of the most vastly streamed actors of his day. April could play any roles, comedic or dramatic, but seems more effective most the roles that called it for him. To the purposes tragically or just downright destructive. In The Tool in the Dark, 1936, one of his field starting is vehicle. He's an activist who thinks he may have committed a murder. Albert works as a studies of truth in the post-World War II era, appearing in such film as Fury, 1936, Whistling Girl, 1937, Dance Girl Dance, 1940, Hold Back the Dark, 1941, starred Staggerly Reagans at the studios achieved as the Paramount Pictures. Holidays Inn, both in 1942. Mr. Stephen Todd, 1944. Kiss and Tell, 1945. As the Shirley the Temple Dad. The Kid from the Blogans, 1946. And The That Ladies is a mid 1948. He later streamed work, included stints in The Night of People, 1954, Rain Street Country, 1957, and The Marriages, 1965, as well as an alternate TV movie. He remains active into the 1980s, appeared with Kathleen Bones in Ultimate Solution of the Grand Quanti, 1984. He also hosted a Wicked anthology series, Suspension, 1957 between 1959. Abraham F. Murray, actor, born October 24, 1940. Prince Butchers, tall, balding character actors and appearance distant, and is in his assistant briefly. Originally the stage star, his movie career since decided the secondary truth had he was always a compartment. Whatever that's Elderby's hormones like the 14th in the Big Fix, 1978. The Bourbon Drugs Lord in the Scarface in 1983, or the frustrating composer Sammy, his Oscar-winning tour. Their Force in the Ambushley, 1984. Abraham demonstrated his comedy ability with a hilarious turn as a gay bathhouse Daniel. In the rest, in 1976, his eye sees the determination as the inquisitors and a conspirator in the Name of the Rose, 1986, a constraint in a innocent man, 1989, and the premises in working without the billets in the bonfires of a veteran, 1991, as the Paranoid in New York, distant of monthly running for Major, 1993. He turned up in a two spoof National Laptop Loaded Weapon, one and last action hero, in which heavily handled comic relief was made his roles as Salafrey. Abraham's Jim, director-writer, born in May 10, 1944, storyboard wins. As one-third of the CSC filmmaking Truman Fins, along with the brother the Dave and the Cherry Sucker. Abraham's can lay the credit to quote creating some of the 1980s best movie the comedies and improvised the comics like his partner. Abrahams entered the film business in 1977 when Hollywood big offers at CSC and the team worked at the Kentucky Fried movie, which was directed by John Landis. A collection of the sketches, Lambos available to procure exclusively the Airplane 1980s, Top Secret 1984, Roasted People 1986, and The Naked Gun 1988, falling with the three of the partners sharing the written, producing, and direction shorts. Abrahams struck out of his own with a Billy Midler, Leonard Thomas's comedy. Big Business, 1988, are controversially mistaking the Israeli effect. His Welcome Home, Rosie Carmichael's, 1990, failed to extend the criticize or customers, but he returned from form with a Hot Shot, 1991, a Top Gun set up very much in the old ZAZ trenches, and is 1993, the sequel to Hot Shot Park d'Ivoire. Outland Joes, actors born February 29, 1928, London. Joes is honestly a British character actors and stage varieties of nearly the 50 years and the province's streamed actors since 1969, who only recently attracted the attention from American Criticize and Audition. Auckland performing as the distant actually with White Mischief 1987, and the corrupted South African official in the legal intellectual weapon in 1989, made him is not exactly the household name. A recognizable face to the stated moviegoer, although his stage work includes Shakespeare and musician. Comedy film Audition seems to praise him as smoke, stuffily, generally villainous type. Other films include 1969, Chris Stanrold, 1973, Inland Made Me, 1974, The Black Wind Moth, 1979, Saint Jack, 1987, The Stackland, 1990, The Hunt of the Red October, 1991, The Object of the Beauty, 1992, The Mighty Ducks, 1993, Nowhere Run, and 1994, Mother Boy. Alan Kans, production designers, art director, born in February 5, 1921, Berlin's. Wizard lead designers who had added the style of an imagination to appear in the pieces, futuristic film, realistic drama, and even a musician. After studying astronomy at the London University, he worked as the Drift Man on film like The Brace Monkey and The Queen of the Sparrows, both in 1948, and gradually assumed the art direction as titles of the film, including Around the World in an 80s Day, 1956, for which he received his film his first Oscar nomination, The Angry Hills, in 1989, and he begins his long associated with the James Bond film. On the first one, Dr. No, 1962. After the series, the budget increases, Emmett constructed more than and the Dorfwolves spectacular set for Thunderball, 1965. You Only Live Twice, 1967. Diamonds Are Forever, 1971. The Spy Who Loved Me, 1977. Another Oscar nomination. And Moon Rector, 1979. He was also the production designer of the Harry Pepper spy film, The Patriot Files, 1965, and the Funeral of the Bertrand, 1966, as well as Goodbye Mr. Chips, 1969, The 70% Solution, 1976, Ages of the Gods, in 1985, Crimes of the Heart, 1986, and The Fleshman, 1990. Some of the Emmett's most impressive works including in the present expressively the War Room from Doctor Strange Love, 1964, and the most desperately recreated 18th centuries and currently the Barry Lyndon, 1975, which won him the Oscar. The brilliantly stylized and Edwards of Harbor Shore, Sending the Pennies from Heaven, 1981, and eventually Oscar nomination, sent for the Amazon Family Violers, 1993. He credited a second Oscar for The Madness of the King George, 1994.